Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Z-Farm. Welcome back to the channel. And we are here, episode number 2 of the Baltimore Orioles franchise mode, Road to the Dynasty. This is where I take over my hometown team, the Baltimore Orioles, and I try and win a World Series at some point in this series. Now, in episode number 1, we had a pretty good start. As you guys can see, we are 21-10 to start the 2026 campaign. Had a very good April. I cannot lie. We started the season as well 8-2, so a little bit of a down stretch towards the end. As you can see, 6-4 in our last 10, but we are 4.5 games above the Boston Red Sox in the American League East and 7 games ahead of last place, tied with the Toronto Blue Jays and New York Yankees. So we're looking pretty good in the American League. As you guys can see, we start off the May episode with the New York Yankees. We then go to Miami, then come back home to play the Athletics, Yankees, and then we go away for the Nationals and Rays. Then we come home to play Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Toronto, and we'll see if we get past the month of May. I know last month we had a lot of step-ins, but hopefully not in May. Hopefully we can get past June and get right before this trade deadline, as we could probably get right before the All-Star game, depending on how long this will take. So let's get in to episode number 2. Let's see how far we can get into it, and let's see where we end up at the end of this episode. So let's get into simming. Let's get right into it. So we're going to sim the season, and we are looking pretty good. Ryan Helsley save opportunity. He gets it done. We're just going to sim the Helsley save opportunities now. We are on a 3-game winning streak. We swept the Marlins, split with the Yankees, so that's good, but we swept the Marlins, so that's very good. And we took 2 out of 3 against the Athletics, and now we have an opportunity to beat the Yankees in a series at home. Samuel Basallo, can he get it done? Let's see. Here we are, game of the week. Yankees, Orioles, bottom of the 9th inning. Samuel Basallo, and that first pitch is going to be grounded out into a double play. And that is not good. That is not good. We are 1 out away from losing to the Yankees, but Colton Cowser might have something to say about it. Let's see what he can do here against David Bednar. And that ball is crushed to center field, and Colton Cowser has tied the game against the New York Yankees with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. And now Dylan Beavers has an opportunity to win it. And he hits it right to Ben Rice. Ben Rice fumbles it. He's not going to get to first, though. And now we go to extra innings with the New York Yankees. 10th inning. We have Grant Wolfram on the mound. We're going to keep him out there for Grisham. Let's see what we can do here. He's 320 against lefties, so maybe we're playing the splits wrong, and he gets the runner to third. And let's see here. I think this is Judge. It is. So we are going to bring out Helsley. Okay. We're going to put best against best here, and it does not work in our favor as Judge gets on the first pitch. Slider to the outside. And there we go. The Yankees have the lead 3-2. And now Ben Rice is out. That is a strike. You got to tap the helmet there. Basallo laughing at that one. Just barely got it. There we go. Call overturned, though. 0-1 against Ben Rice. We're going to go back to the fastball. He whiffs on that one. He was early on it. We're going to go back to the fastball 3 straight times, and we get the strikeout maybe. Let's see. We just barely get the strikeout. It's just tapping the zone. And here we go. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at the plate. Let's just spam the inside here. Go back to the fastball. That's going to be a little bit down the middle. Jazz doesn't even swing the bat. And we get out of it with Helsley. So there we go. And here's Blaze Alexander with a chance to win it. Dylan Beavers on second. So we got some good speed. That's a ball. Down and away. Yankees still kept Bednar in the game. That ball is hit hard. It's carrying. It's going to die at the warning track, but Beavers is going to get to third. So we have the runner on third, one out. A sac fly ties the game. A base hit keeps us going and also ties the game. And a hit like that is going to it will get out and walk us off. Jackson Holliday in the bottom of the 10th gets a home run off Bednar. And the Orioles get it done against the New York Yankees. I think taking the series in Baltimore, which is huge for AL East implications. There we go. Blaze Alexander home run, Jackson Holliday with the walk-off, and Colton Cowser with the bottom of the ninth tying home run. There we go. Yeah, we took the series against the Yankees, and now we're going into a off day, 30-14 this season. Wow, what an incredible team. And back at it again against Clayton Beater and the 15-29 Washington Nationals. Man, we are nearly polar opposites of this team. Wow.
And next for the Orioles, Jackson Holliday.
There we go. Jackson Holliday, an opportunity, batting .306 to win it against the Nationals here. That ball's outside. Who's on first? I think that's Mayo. I think Mayo's on first. So we're not going to steal. But Holliday's going to hit it as hard as he can right to the second baseman. And that is, unfortunately, the first out on a perfect. But hopefully Taylor Ward can put some power into this one. Batting .282 on the season. Gunnar Henderson, I think, is up next. So it looks like we're going to need him. With 2 outs, it's up to Gunnar Henderson to keep the momentum going here. And he's batting .342 on the year. My goodness, he is having an incredible 2026 season. And hopefully continues. And that ball's outside for a ball. Doesn't even hit the zone, so no ABS needed from the Nationals. Ooh, that ball is hit hard. 109 off the bat. And that ball was scorching foul. And a quick pitch by the pitcher there caught me off guard. 1-2 to Henderson. That ball is low. Slider nearly at the ankles. Can Gunnar Henderson keep us going? No, he cannot. Strikes out at the end. And we lose to the Nationals 4-3. Brandon Young, not bad start. Zach Littell had a pretty decent start. Unfortunate. But let's keep simming. It looks like we took a game against the Nationals, lost that series, but it looks like we're 2 games in a row. We took the first one against the Rays. Let's see if we can finish this one out against Tampa. That ball's hit foul. Junior Caminero up with a runner on first, no outs. And that ball is thrown 101 high inside. Tried to go back to it. Caminero was sitting on that. Bad cutter by me. Let's go back to it. This time in the zone, and we get the strikeout against Junior Caminero. And now Cedric Mullins, a former Oriole, comes to the plate. Maybe trying to walk us off here. I think Tampa is close in the standings. I didn't see their exact record, but I think they might be better than the Yankees right now. So they might be third place behind Boston if Boston hasn't lost a lot of games. So this series is kind of crucial to put them back as far as we can. And we are 1 out away from winning the series in Tampa and gaining at least a 1-game lead on them. That ball is nowhere close to the zone. And that is nowhere close either. 3-0 Jake Fraley, and that ball's in there. There we go. Got a fastball in there. Let's try and go high. Let's just dominate with fastball, and that's going to do it. Leote catches it, and we get the series in Tampa. There we go. Pete Alonso have a game. Leote Taveras with a home run. And Rico Garcia with the win. Ryan Helsley his 11th save of the season. There we go. 33-16. Felix Bautista, we got to keep him on the 60-day. Keep on the 60-day. We're just going to keep him on the 60-day until we see some improvements. All right. Top of the 10th, one out against the Tampa Bay Rays again. We have Dietrich Enns on the mound. We are 38-17. The Rays are 22-32. Wow, that is not good. That is not good at all. So, let's see here. Can we get out of this one with a win? That ball nowhere even close, but Junior got to it, or tried to get to it. Let's see, Dietrich Enns. Let's go low fastball. Ooh. Junior was close to it, but did not pull that ball fair. Let's go back to the curveball in the dirt. He doesn't bite on it. Instead throw the 12-6, which he bites, and we get the strikeout for out number 2 in the top of the 10th. And now it is Cedric Mullins up to the plate. And he's swinging first pitch. Cutter outside. Nowhere close to the zone, but Mullins got a piece of it. And here we go. One strike away from potentially going into the bottom of the 10th with a chance to win it with that runner on second. And we're going to go circle, change low, and Mullins bites. As long as the throw goes correct, which it does, we got a chance to win it here in the 10th inning. Let's see what we can do. Let's see who's up first, and it is Samuel Basayo against Garrett Clevenger. And here we go. Basayo hitting pretty good this year. 288, 300 against lefties. That's exactly what we want to see. That's a weakly hit ball to second. We're going to move Pete over to third. Now the winning run is over at third with Colton Cowser coming to the plate. All we need is this ball in the outfield, or a base hit would do. But if it's an out, which it won't be, it's going to be a weakly hit ball up the middle, and that is going to put the winning run across. Colton Cowser in the clutch again, gets it done, and the Orioles sweep the Tampa Bay Rays. We're looking pretty good. I cannot lie. We are looking pretty good this year. And wow, all 3 runs came in the last 3 innings. And let's sim to the end of this series because we'll go over some things. Actually, Jackson Holliday, 13-game hitting streak. We're good off that. Sim through. We got nearly swept by Toronto. I think we're okay. Now let's avoid the sweep here, hopefully, against Tommy Nance with Adley Rutschman coming to the plate with Blaze Alexander at second. Let's hopefully avoid this sweep.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Adley Rutschman, the next to hit for the Orioles.
Let's get it done.
By trade, but the DH here in this one. Pitch misses.
Adley batting .280 on the year. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot of the guys that are hitting good. And that's what we need. We need a good team and a good average to make up for the mediocre starting pitching, I would say. That ball is going to be hit foul. It's going to be caught. Actually, no, it's not. It's not going to be caught. The left fielder overruns it. And Adley Rutschman has another chance here. And he's going to maybe deliver. No, he's not. It's wide. The Blue Jays fielding errors might have just cost them. Runners on first and third. And now Pete Alonso comes to the plate against Tommy Nance. And that ball is hit weakly. It's going to score the runner. We are going to go into the 10th at least tied. And here we go. Tyler Rogers coming into the game against Samuel Basayo. And Basayo first pitch hits that ball 104 foul. Oh my. Basayo on the second pitch hits it out. And the walk-offs continue. Samuel Basayo gets it done. And the Orioles avoid the 4-game sweep against the Blue Jays. There we go. Samuel Basayo comes up clutch in the 9th inning. And there we go. We're going to stop right there. We are 40-28 games ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays. Man, if we got another win in that series, we would have been 9 games ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays. But 8 games ahead is pretty good. We're going to see real quick what the trade hub looks like as we are nearing the trade deadline. We're going to see who is available. And there are some big names. Jacob deGrom. We're going to add to the targets. Imagine Jacob deGrom in this rotation finishing out his career in Baltimore. Also, a lot of the Tampa pitchers, Drew Rasmussen, Griffin Jax, Yandy Diaz, Garrett Clevenger. Garrett Clevenger would be nice to add to the bullpen. Anybody else? Roki Sasaki down in the minor leagues for the Dodgers. Tanner Scott, Gavin Stone, Brian Baker is available. Okay. So there are some options. Emerson Hancock would be like maybe a nice number 5 starter for this season. Logan Henderson's available. Yeah, I mean, obviously the big fish right now is Jacob deGrom. And I think that's, and Nathan Eovaldi, but Jacob deGrom is the one that we might have to look at here. Maybe Eovaldi, not really doing well this year, but Jacob deGrom, 2.33 ERA in 73 innings pitched. That's very good for Jacob deGrom. So, also going to put a tab on Garrett Clevenger just in case something happens. We're also going to put our own trade block out there of guys we really don't want. So Tyler O'Neill can go out there. We'll put Brian Mountcastle if he can come off the IL quickly. Dean Kramer, Cade Povich, when they come off the IL, will definitely be involved in trade bait. Brandon Young, Esteban Mejia. We'll see. We'll see with those guys. But there we go. We're going to continue with our simming, and we're going to get probably till the end of June. We're going to get right before the All-Star break here. And Cade Povich is off the IL, and so is Dean Kramer. So is Ryan Mountcastle. Oh, everybody's coming off the IL. There we go. 1 second. We're going to get these guys off the IL. And you know what? Let's try and make a trade real quick. Let's actually try and make a trade for somebody. What if we just go out and get Jacob deGrom? What if we just try and get Jacob deGrom? It's going to take our budget down because of the $37 million, but let's see. We'll throw Ryan Mountcastle in there, and let's throw the 2 pitchers, Dean Kramer and Cade Povich, in there. Let's see. 3 starting pitchers and a bat for Jacob deGrom. This also has us in budget, so we're going to actually send down, I believe, Dean Kramer and Povich. Yes. Oh, we can't send down Dean Kramer. Okay, so Brandon Young is unfortunately going to have to go down to AAA. And we're going to have to send down 2 relievers, probably Espada and... Wow. Who do we send down? Who's not doing good? Cameron Weston's doing pretty good. Tyler Wells is doing good. Christian Roa, honestly, let's just DFA him because he's not doing the job we need. And Ryan Long's going to have to go down, and so is... Who's not hitting well down here? Ryan Noda. Ryan Noda's going to have to go down to high A. But hopefully that trade can go through and we can get Jacob deGrom in Baltimore, because that would be awesome. And it does go through. We get Jacob deGrom in Baltimore, and he is now the ace of the starting rotation. We get rid of Esteban Mejia. We trade Cade Povich, Dean Kramer, and Ryan Mountcastle. They all go to the Texas Rangers for Jacob deGrom, who was doing incredible this year and is 37 years old. So bang. There we go. There we go. Now we're going to have to make some call-ups here again real quick. Let's actually call up Tyson Neighbors to Triple-A, and then we'll call up Jose Espada, and we'll put Ryan Noda back in Double-A. So there we go. And all right, let's see what the pitching looks like now. Probably can slot him in at that 4th spot until the All-Star break. But there we go. We have now Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, who's having an incredible 2026, and Jacob deGrom. Wow, this is a beautiful starting rotation now. We're projected 96 wins. So here we go. We're just going to auto-fix that. Ronel Blanco for Tyler O'Neill. This would set our budget pretty high, but we really don't need a guy like Ronel Blanco. Let's counter their offer. Let's see. They do like a guy like Tyler O'Neill, but can we get one of the young, promising pitchers? Let's go back to the Astros. Would they be interested in getting rid of Spencer Arrighetti? And I wouldn't mind throwing in a guy. Let's just throw in something to maybe sweeten the deal here. What if we threw in like a guy like Brandon Buttersworth? Can we get that done? I know it's a pretty bad contract we'll be taking, but a guy like Arrighetti would be good AAA depth in case an injury does happen. And here we go. Bottom of the 10th, against the Toronto Blue Jays. 2 outs. Alejandro Kirk at the plate. Let's see if we can get this one done. That would be awesome if we can get Tyler O'Neill. We have $15 million worth to spend at the deadline for contracts. Down to his final strike is Kirk. That ball's fouled off. And he gets him with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Helsley gets it done. And there we go. There we go. Kobe Mayo, have a day in Toronto. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. That is not bad at all. And here we go. I think we're going to get to the All-Star break right before. We're going to see who's All-Stars, who's not. And, yeah, we're just going to get to that. Countered. Arrighetti for O'Neill straight up. Yeah, why not? If we don't have to give up Buttersworth, yeah, 100%. So there we go. Arrighetti for Tyler O'Neill. That clears up some cap. We get a depth starting pitcher for the AAA team. And there we go. And he's also, I think, going to be actually can be in the bullpen for us if we need him to be. Yeah, he's going to go into the bullpen. Actually, no, we need to maybe send somebody down. Who's not doing good? It's probably actually going to have to be Arrighetti. So, yeah, we're going to send Arrighetti down to AAA. And we are going to call up. Who do we call up? I think it's time. I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Enrique Bradfield to get his opportunity in Baltimore. We're going to send Arrighetti down, call Bradfield up. And let's change the lineup up a little bit here. We're going to put Enrique Bradfield, who's not doing good. Colton Cowser is not doing good. So we're going to put Enrique Bradfield at the 9 spot. We're going to put, actually against lefties. And then we're going to bench him against righties because we're going to try and get Cowser going. But Bradfield will be in against lefties. He'll be the new center fielder. We're going to get him reps as much as we can. And there we go. So, yeah, what's DeGrom do? DeGrom's still doing good here in Baltimore. That's good. That is great to see. So, here we go. We're going to sim through. AAA has a lot of pitchers, so we're going to try and auto that. Blaze Alexander, we're down 9-0. We're just going to sim out of that. Get swept by Seattle. Excuse me. Lost 3 out of 4. Garrett Clevenger is being mentioned as a possible trade package to the Astros. Is that bait? Let's see. Let's see the trade block. Mike Trout is on the trade block. Now I know. Let's maybe see here. $7 million. Can we get rid of $7 million? I know that's going to take a lot. Maybe not. Can't get rid of Zach Eflin. Nope. Chris Bassett. Nope. Okay. Maybe Andrew Kittredge. We could get rid of Andrew Kittredge in this trade. Also, Colton Cowser. I think that would probably be the best. So we get rid of Cowser. Kittredge for the money. What prospect would we have to give up? We'd have to give up a pretty good prospect for this to work. Is it maybe a guy like Enrique Bradfield? If we get a guy like Mike Trout, there's really no need for a guy like Enrique Bradfield. And if we get Trout, we're paving the way for a guy like Nate George. Let's put Bradfield in there as well. We're going to throw Cowser and Bradfield in this trade. We're also going to throw... Is there anybody else that would maybe put it over the top? Maybe another starter? Maybe a guy like Alex Pham. We'll see. We will see here. Let's see if we can get this trade done. If we can get Mike Trout and Jacob deGrom in the same deadline, that would be incredible. And Ryan Helsley, we're just going to sim out of that. We get the victory. Trade accepted. We have Mike Trout in a Baltimore Orioles uniform. It took Colton Cowser, Enrique Bradfield, Andrew Kittredge, and Alex Pham to get the deal done. And we are looking loaded, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. We are now set for the future. And now we're set for the now. We are set to win it all. Look at this top five. 1 second. We're going to get this top five in there. It is now Taylor Ward, Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso, Adley Rutschman, Mike Trout. If you want to go to the righties version, add Sam Obasayo, add Dylan Beavers, add Jackson Holliday. That is a lineup right there. When this team gets Jordan Westburg back next season, there is not a single hole in the Orioles lineup. That's absolutely incredible. Wow. All right. So here we go. We are going to sim the season. We're going to keep going. Sam Obasayo down by 1, runner on third. Pete Alonso against the Mariners, who are a better team than us by 1 game. We can tie the Mariners, I think, for the top of the American League. So here we go. Sam Obasayo up to the plate. Oh, that was a bad swing there.
The Orioles with the go-ahead run at the plate here at the top of the ninth.
That's in the dirt. Tried to pick back Pete at third. It did not work. Here we go. That's high and inside. Or high and outside, excuse me. 2-1. Again, a hard hit ball to the outfield will probably score Pete here. That's high and inside. Now it is 2-2 against Sam Obasayo. That's outside. 3-2. I don't think that's a strike. No, it's not. 3-2 against Sam Obasayo. Mike Trout on deck. And Basayo gets it through. We are tied in Seattle at 3. And now Mike Trout, the new Oriole, comes to the plate, batting .311 on the season. My goodness. Let's see what we can do here. And Trout's first swing is hard hit. 103. He's only able to get one at second. The slow Basayo. But here we go. Dylan Beavers now at the plate. And Beavers a chopper to the second baseman. And it's not going to do anything. So we got to go to the 9th inning. We got to finish this one. And Grant Wolfram is on the mound. And we're going to keep him in versus Naylor. That worked perfectly for us. We got one out. Now Rob Ref Snyder. We're actually going to keep him in because there is multiple lefties after him. And I think that's a strike. We're going to ABS that. It just barely clips the zone. There we go. Got it. And now we're 0-2. Let's go to the slider inside. Way inside. He somehow gets to that one. Trout's going to have to run for it. He does, and he gets the second out of the ninth inning. Now Brendan Donovan up. That ball's hit foul. Grant Wolfram is going to feed us here some good quality at-bats against the Seattle Mariners. And he gets the strikeout, and we go to the 10th inning. Grant Wolfram does his job. And now Kobe Mayo with Dylan Beavers on second as an opportunity against one of the best closers in Major League Baseball to put us up and tie for number one in the American League. And Mayo, that ball is hit hard, but we were just early on that one. High and inside. 1-2 to Mayo. Is batting .248 on the year. That's the lowest average I've seen on the team so far. I don't think that's a strike. We'll see if they get it on the ABS here. And it is. Wow, okay. So they clipped the zone. Good challenge by Cal Rowley. We're nearly picked off at second, just taking a lead. But Jackson Holliday is an opportunity to get that run across with a base hit. That ball's hit foul. Here we go. Holliday right to the second baseman. He's going to get thrown out. And man, that might be the nail in the coffin. Taylor Ward now coming in. And it's going to be Gabe Spire versus Taylor Ward. They're not going to play the matchup on Taylor Ward. They're going to go right at him. And Ward on the first pitch hits it foul. Just barely outside the foul pole. Got under it. Just couldn't keep it fair. And that is hit to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And the Mariners have a chance to win it in the 10th inning. And it's going to be Cole Emerson. I think their number one prospect, Cole Emerson. That was a strike, but we didn't ABS it. Yeah, he's not feeling that slider, so we're going to go back to it. There we go. We get the slider. Mayo throws it over to first, and we got our first out of the 10th inning. J.P. Crawford now up for the Mariners. Wolfram is giving us quality work here. And as I say that, the ball is hit to the outfield. They're not going to test the arm of Ward. It was a blue throw. So here we go. It is Cal Rowley. We should actually... And I was going to say we should probably put in Ryan Elsley, but Wolfram was cooking, and it unfortunately means nothing. As the Mariners get it done in Seattle. Two of the best teams in the American League going at it here. We cannot get it done. 4-3. We lose the game. That is unfortunate. So we're going to keep simming here. We're going to keep simming to the All-Star break. We should get the victory here. Right now, we lose 4-3. Okay. Keegan Aiken in against the LA Dodgers. We're going to send this one as well. And we don't win that one, man. We are, whoa, blockbuster trade. The Milwaukee Brewers get Griffin Jacks, Yandy Diaz, Taylor Walls, and Brian Baker for Braylon Payne, Brock Wilkin, Manuel Rodriguez, and Coleman Crow. Interesting. That is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. 2-2. Angels win that one. We're just trying to get to the All-Star break as quickly as possible, as we are already 30 minutes into this. The Athletics are interested in Garrett Clevenger. You know what? Let's just trade for Clevenger at this point. Chris Bubich is also available. Man, maybe. Nah, we couldn't. We couldn't. We need to clear up 1.9 million with this one, so we're just going to trade depth. And hopefully this works. And we're also going to throw in a prospect like Vance Honeycutt for a guy like Garrett Clevenger, who's only on a one-year deal, so we would have to extend him. But we're going to need that help in the bullpen. And I think that would do it. We're going to see here in a minute. And they reject the trade. Okay. Your trade offer does not align with our needs. Okay. So I think we're just going to hold off, because our bullpen is looking actually pretty good. The White Sox do not come back on us. And this one we can step in on. 4-3 against the Cincinnati Reds. Jackson Holliday against Tony Santillan. Let's see if we can get it done. Beavers at second. Mayo at first.
First and second,
all right.
One out. Jackson Holliday.
City Connect night in in Cincinnati. I don't know why we're wearing our black jerseys, but they're wearing the all blacks. And that ball is hopefully hit foul. It's not going to be foul. And we're not going to tag with Beavers and Mayo. And that is not good. As Taylor Ward comes to the plate with 2 outs here against the Cincinnati Reds.
This is the zone. Ball 1. Big spot, 2 outs. Both the tying and go-ahead runs are aboard here at the top of the ninth. Slap hard the other way, but foul. Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand.
1-1 count to Taylor Ward. Let's see what happens here. And that is a perfect right up the middle. 115 off the bat, but Ellie De La Cruz is right there. And we do not get it done in Cincinnati. Jacob deGrom loses against Chase Burns. And man, we are only a few games away from the All-Star break, so we're just going to sim to that. And the Orioles beat the Reds. Reds beat the Orioles. And we are getting so many opportunities. This is bases loaded, so we're going to step in here. Bases loaded, 1-1 game. Blaze Alexander at the plate against Daniel Palencia.
Here in the bottom of the ninth, 1 out.
So let's see what we can do here.
0 for 3 in this one.
And we get a grand slam with Blaze Alexander. There we go. See you later, ball. That ball is out of here. And we get the Cubs in a walk-off. 1 for 4 on the night for Blaze Alexander. 2 for 3 from Adley Rutschman. 2 for 3 from Leody Taveras. And 1 for 3 from Pete Alonso. There we go. So we're just going to sim to here, because I think this is when it shows the trades. And there we go. The Rays are selling hard here. They are trading Drew Rasmussen and Garrett Clevenger for Cam Caminetti, Eric Hartman, and Brett Wisely. Wow, the Rays are just... Wow. A full sell is happening here in Tampa. Whoa, the draft. I don't even know who to draft here. We're just going to get into it. Let's see who we're going to get in this draft. We're going to start number 1 overall pick to the White Sox, and it is Daniel Bell, first baseman. Okay. Second pick, Gustavo Santiago, shortstop. Wow, he looks pretty good. 91 potential. Alex Ruiz opted out of his medical, so let's see here. Let's go to our pick. Let's just go to our pick and let's see who is available. We have this Nelson Cox guy available, and honestly, you know what? I'm going to trust our scouts. Nelson Cox, welcome to the Orioles. Carson Overstreet, that sounds like a good name. Why not? Dudley Bronson, Sam King, both opted out of their physicals. Jamison Chaplin. This is a reliever. Not really interested in drafting relievers, but why not? maybe we might have to. What about Gene Huber? Looks pretty good. And I just accidentally sent the rest of the draft. Well, you know what? That's fine, because I think we're just going to sign our first 3 guys anyway. So we're going to get to this point. We're just going to get to it, yeah. We're going to sim past the All-Star break. And we are going to see real quick. There we go. Perfect stopping point. 6.5 games up in the American League East. And let's see who made it for our team. As I see already at the bottom, Kyle Bradish made it as a starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. There we go. Along with Brian Wu, Garrett Crochet, Tarek Skubal, and Max Fried. Relief pitcher Cole Sussler did... No. Helsley, okay. No Ryan Helsley in the All-Star game. No Adley Rutschman or Samuel Basayo. No Jackson Holliday. No Kobe Mayo. Gunnar Henderson leads the charge at shortstop. He is having an incredible season so far. Mike Trout made it. There we go. Yeah, nobody outside of Kyle Bradish, Gunnar Henderson, and Mike Trout made the All-Star game for us. Let's see who's leading the league in what. Actually, let's go to the awards, because that'll probably give us a better tell. Nick Kurtz, MVP. Wow, 31 home runs already. Cal Raleigh right behind him. Corey Seager behind them. Brian Wu leading the charge at Cy Young. Vladdy's leading for the batting title. Kenley, reliever of the year. Samuel Basayo, second in Rookie of the Year voting behind Chase DeLauder. Mike Trout up there for the Hank Aaron Award. He is actually second in the Hank Aaron Award. Wow, behind Corey Seager. Adley Rutschman, Gold Glove. That is good to see. Any Silver Slugger. Gunnar Henderson second. Mike Trout is second in the outfield. Okay, that's not bad. What's our top 20 looking like? Nate George, Aaron Estrada, Vahivo Lloyd, Trey Gibson, Boston Bateman, Joseph Deswari. That's looking pretty good. We still have a stacked farm system, so if we had to make a trade, we could definitely do it. We just got to get more money. And let's actually check the trade block. Anybody else? Josh Hader's become available. His contract's kind of though. Dennis Santana wouldn't be bad. Also, kind of fits the budget. Anybody else reliever-wise? Straub's a little too high priced. I think we go for a guy like Dennis Santana. Let's actually just initiate a trade for him. So it'll probably take, yeah, we would still have money on this. So don't think it would take much. A guy like Vance Honeycutt, maybe, just maybe one of the starting pitchers. I would assume a guy like Brandon Young would maybe be interested in that. And one of the relievers, potentially. I don't think they would like Tyler Wells, but maybe a guy like Creed Willems, who is 22 years old. Or maybe a Buttersworth. We'll see. We'll see with this. Hopefully that's good enough for a rental reliever. Let's actually sim past the Houston series just to see if that trade does go through. Triple, even though we're up 6-1, no thanks. Trade is accepted. There we go. We do get Dennis Santana for Brandon Young, Vance Honeycutt, and Brandon Butterworth. That is huge. We get another arm in the bullpen. And I think that's it. I think that's all we need in terms of trades. And we actually need to call somebody up, because we are lacking, I think, in the arms department, or maybe it's in the lineup. And we only have 3 guys on the bench, so let's go to AAA. I think Heston Kjerstad, yeah, he is the next one up. So Kjerstad will get an opportunity back at the big league club. And yeah, there we go. The bullpen is looking pretty good now. Dennis Santana as a setup man for Ryan Helsley. We're actually going to put Dennis Santana as the closer and Ryan Helsley as a setup man. Santana's been better this season than Ryan Helsley, so we're just going to see how that works for now. We're going to put Anthony Nunez back in the middle relief. He's been doing good for us. Not a knock on him, just helps us out more. DeGrom hasn't really been doing. He's been pretty solid the whole season. Bradish is doing incredible. The ERA outside of Bassett for this rotation is great. The bullpen's looking great. And I think our lineup is looking pretty great too. Yeah, Pete Alonso is starting to fall off a little bit. Samuel Basayo is starting as well to fall off a little bit. But everyone else is hitting pretty solid. Jeremiah Jackson's hitting 321 on the season. Blaze Alexander 273. Yeah, we're looking pretty good, man. We are looking very good, actually. Let's check the AAA squad real quick. Actually, he doesn't play left field. Does anyone play left field? Weston Wilson does. So we're going to have to put him out there for both. Barreo's hitting good. What's Aaron Estrada? 236. Okay. Nate George is hitting 271. Tomas Sosa 283. Yeah, these guys are hitting pretty good. Ike Irish is 195, unfortunately. That's not a good look. Ethan Anderson, 245. Okay, let's see what the pitching rotation's still doing. De Leon, 356. Joseph Disbury, 278. Boston Bateman, 37. Patrick Riley with a 4.8. And Blake Bunny, a 3.88. Okay. Let's check AAA. Trey Gibson pitching a 3.4. Nestor Herman, a 4.4. Levi Wells. I think Trey Gibson's going to be a call-up in September. I think we're going to keep him down here, let him continue to develop his stuff. And I think once the time is ready, Trey Gibson will be called up, and we're going to throw him in the bullpen as a long reliever just so we can get some innings at the MLB level. What's Neighbors doing up here? He's doing a 2.93. He's doing good. Bullpen's looking great in AAA. We're looking pretty good as a whole, as an organization. We are 6.5 games ahead in the American League East, 59-39, 20 games above 500. So, yeah, that is it for episode number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We traded for Mike Trout, Jacob deGrom, and Dennis Santana, and now we are pushing towards August and September with the lead in the American League East, and hopefully we can clinch the AL East and clinch a top seed to get a bye in the playoffs and guarantee ourselves in the divisional series. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for watching episode number 3. We're probably going to get right before... Actually, we might finish the 2026 season in episode number 3. We'll see how we get that done. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of episode number 2. I hope you appreciate it. If you're watched this far, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in episode number 3 of Road to the Dynasty. Take care, guys.